Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Good, very nice. Thank you, Nizam.
And thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you.
Thank you very much for being enthusiastic enough to say, no, I want to know more about it. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So, friends, we have Dr. Anu Mehta here. Um, Dr. Anu Mehta is Doctor of Philosophy who has been honored with a degree of Doctor of Philosophy from the Open International University for Complementary Medicines, Colombo, Sri Lanka. She is the pioneer and the first master trainer in India and in Asia in a diagnostic tool called Health information technology called NES-health family constellation from Bert Hellinger Institute, sound healing under Jens Zygar and advanced clearing energetics, a therapeutic tool created by Richard Flook. In this video, ma'am, uh, did you spare anything along with so
So,
much?
Nizam,
Yeah.
it just happened that um, once you start studying, which I'm doing even today, in fact, the latest that I'm trying to connect with mental health is how can we make mental health easier, easier. The quest
Okay.
was how to make something easier, how to understand human body better, and how to reach the people who you cannot otherwise reach.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so even today I'm studying and I'm doing art-based applied therapy course, which is a 10-month course. I've completed that halfway through. I'm
Oh,
beginning with my research this week.
wow. Amazing. Amazing. So, friends, there's much more about Dr. Anu Mehta. She has authored a book called The Basics in Meta Health. This is the theme of today's interview as well. Um, it's available on Amazon. I'll provide the link in this interview description as well. And Dr. Anu Mehta has been a speaker in India, UK, Germany, Japan, Serbia, New Zealand, Norway, Czech Republic, Egypt, Ghana, Canada, Denmark, and Netherlands. Oh my God. So, without much um, taking your time, ma'am, straight away getting what interested you to explore all these modalities? How did you come into this picture?
So I was someone, Nizam, who never believed even in God. I
Oh,
didn't believe in energies, didn't believe in God, didn't believe in anything.
seriously, this is a contrast after reading your profile.
Um, I just didn't believe in anything. I
Uh,
was a I was a rebel, am a rebel in a different
mhm.
way. But it's always your own story that tangles you and you unwind yourself. So we were in Czech Republic. I had the most cushy life, as you would call it, the
Mhm.
best life on the planet Earth. I had my two children, and we were staying there. Of course, I was working. I was doing. I'm a Reiki grandmaster, so I was teaching people Reiki over there. Life was beautiful, and then the recession of 2008 hit the market. My husband, being in the banking industry, took a. And you know what? If one person in the house is not okay, the
Yeah.
whole house is not. That brings up emotion even today. My first miracles began with my first problems in life, as you would call it. We all have challenges. I'm not saying we don't, but that was one challenge that I never anticipated. See, we anticipate challenges. We think we could, one day if we are not learned enough, be on the road. Now, those are the stories that we tell our children. You must study, then you'll be successful. You must
Yes,
do this. You must be a good boy, then you do this.
true.
My husband is an IITN and I am, and I have educated myself till then. In if you look at the formal education, then I had done my master's in textile chemistry. I taught in college, and none of us would have ever thought that one day will come when the banking industry will go crashing down, and everything that you had built is going to fall down. since, everything crumbled so easily, that's when I met my best gurus, my teachers in Czech Republic. And
Okay.
that's how my journey began.
Oh my God. Like blessing in disguise.
Carl Dawson, who's been one of my mentors, he said to me at one time, our biggest wounds are our biggest gifts. And that's what I believe, that when you stop getting scared of what you're scared of, when you embrace it, when you hold it, when you look at it, that particular incident, the situation doesn't look like that at all.
Yeah.
Had that not happened, I wouldn't be having, people have a fad to do something. I had a hunger to. It's a difference. You're hungry, you eat 3 times a day. You're doing it out of passion, it's a passion. And I believe what the universe had to throw at me, kind of, because I had seen that low in my life, emotionally, not, I wouldn't say financially we went low, because it wasn't financial stuff. It was about identity. It was about who you are. When that goes crashing down, it was more like, what can I do now to hold myself together? So my story did not begin from wanting to study. I wasn't a person who would love to study more. But the more I got wrapped into it, the more I was fascinated how much there is in the world to kind of capture and hold on. And it never ends. It never ends.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that inspiring moments of your life. Wow. Then how did this Meta Health happen?
So at the same time, when I was in Czech Republic, Meta Health says that if you meet with, if you are encountering a event which is difficult for you, which is making you uncomfortable, that's possibility of a disease. I didn't know that. Even though I was teaching Reiki, I didn't know that. So when this happened, the spiral down happened in Czech Republic, I was very lucky. I must have done some good karmas in my past life, because like I said, I met the teachers over there. They were speaking in English. Czech Republic people do not speak in English. I was the only student learning that with 40 other students who were speaking in Chesky language and getting translation. So I met Richard Flook, who introduced Meta Health to me at that point. I met EFT, matrix re-imprinting, of which also I'm a master trainer in India, at the same time. And these modalities and teachers walked up to me, literally like with the magic wands, and giving me and said, hey, you have a problem. We have a solution. And that's when I realized, if I hadn't learned this, I would have come down with a massive problem. And I did come down still with a issue, with a health issue. 10 years back, I came down. I had stent in my heart. I came down with heart attacks, silent heart attacks, which was the result of the kind of stress that I'd taken back in time. Yet, I didn't die because of it. I wasn't the one who was wheeled to the hospital. On the other hand, because I had these gadgets, which I could see that something was going wrong, I was conscious, I was in awareness, I took myself to my father's cardiologist and said, hey, I think I've met with a heart attack. And he looked at me and said, you're mad. I said, okay, never mind, do an ECG. He did an ECG, and literally his eyes popped out. And he said, hey, next 2 days, we need to put you on the table. I was 10 years younger at that time. Had I not had these tools in my hand, I clearly believe I wouldn't be alive today. So when you owe a life, you owe your own life and life of your family members and happiness to a modality. It isn't a modality for me. It's worship for me.
So let's go deeper into the theme of today's interview. So what exactly is this Meta Health? Could you please tell a bit about the history and all that, ma'am?
Nizam, when I first came to India, nobody knew about what is Meta.
Okay.
Every time I said Meta Health, they thought I was saying Mehtha Health. Okay, so that became a joke that Mehtha and Meta is probably the same.
Okay, Mehta.
Okay, it isn't. So meta actually means above, beyond, whatever you know about health so far. What do we know about health? Eat healthy, sleep healthy, don't smoke, eat well. You know, all those parameters we are talking. But nobody talks about emotions. Nobody talks about life events that you're going through. Nobody says that if you eat literally, metaphorically, wrong situations in your life, there's nothing called wrong situations, uncomfortable situations in your life, then you could have a problem. Nobody says that. Everybody says, oh, you had ice today, so you had cold. But everybody has ice and everybody doesn't have cold.
Yeah.
So Meta Health tells us the why of a disease. Meta Health tells us how long the disease will stay in your body.
Oh,
Meta Health goes to the spiritual aspect, the meta aspect of the disease. I clearly believe that it guides you into spaces that you haven't visited before. Like I said, your wounds, either you heal them and you make them gifts for the world. And that's what Meta helps you to do, because it helps you to understand what your disease is about. That means, what are you not at ease with? What are you not comfortable with? And you rather take care of that discomfort and not push it under the carpet and do something about it and make sure that you're happy, right, and good. So meta basically means above all that you have right now thought about in a disease process. Thank you.
okay. And who are the founders of Meta Health, and how did this originate?
Thank you, Nizam, for that question. It's such a brilliant question. So some of my teachers, Dr. Bader is considered as a grandfather of Meta Health, and at that time it used to be called Meta Medicine. And we need to acknowledge here Dr. Bert Hellinger. They learned under him.
Okay, okay.
And then they wanted a different ideology to be. You know, you can have the same matter, but you can have different ideology. So there were a group of people which were, like I said, you know, Dr. Bada is considered as the grandfather of meta medicine. He founded it. He kind of said, let's try something differently. Okay. So the matter is the same. It's like they took the stuff, they went away, they sat down with it and said, how can we make it more digestible, more easy for somebody who's not an MD, maybe, somebody who's not a doctor, maybe, and how can we make this material easier so that it can reach the masses? Because there's so many people who can be saved from just if they get this much that they have to be comfortable. So he created it. Then you had Johannes Fischlinger who led it further. And right now it is, you have Korak left and you have Dawson who are holding it together. So it's been through its own journey, and we need to acknowledge many people in the whole journey. It's not one journey. And luckily I've been connected with Meta Health now for more than 10 years, And I've seen it going up, I've seen it going down, I've seen it moving from one country to another. So it's this group together who had a vision to have a world that could be more happy and less suffering. That created it. Thank you.
And what are the benefits of like applications or benefits of Meta Health?
You know, it's not as simple as, oh, this is the benefit, this is the theory, this is the benefit. So Meta Health is like a central, if I was to take an umbrella, then Meta Health is like the central rod that you do.
Yeah.
Okay. So it gives you, like I said, if you have an eye problem, and there are like, I need to acknowledge here Dr. Kwesi, who's an ophthalmologist and a surgeon who's done a lot of research in the eye. So he went beyond what Dr. Bird also did. he connected color therapy with it. So we're connecting things with it, like EFT, matrix re-imprinting, Health, Reiki. How do you connect and hold? So all those become the periphery of the umbrella. So it's
Okay.
a very tightly woven story where you have a central understanding, and then you have these modalities which are put together. That itself is a very big benefit, because you could be coming from any modality. There are people who have been engineers who are in this field.
Okay.
Okay, who probably never, like I said, looked at human anatomy, but they knew that if the machine works, then a human body works in a certain principle. And they've utilized that. There are people who are just homemakers. There are kids who are 8.5-year-old have sat down in my class and studied. If we could catch them that young,
Oh,
yes, and tell them what bipolarity is about, and help them to identify that this in their environment is making them uncomfortable, that they're warping up their psychological profile. It makes awareness changes everything. Awareness has got a word called WAR. That's a war inside you, kind of just moves off. Once you know, the unsaid becomes the said, the unseen becomes seen. And once you become into awareness, which is the biggest plus point of Health, you don't look at life in the same way. You don't look at the body parts in the same way. You don't look at challenges in the same way. So if I can have a healthier outlook to life, I think that's the biggest benefit Health can give to any. That's where I am, right?
I see. And like, is Health only for specific category of people who are already practitioners or therapists, or like as you said, even 8.5-year-old also has been in your class. However, like, if someone is learning for themselves and family members, would it be beneficial?
So in my class, we've had an 8.5-year-old sitting and an 81-year-old sitting together.
Wow.
I hope that answers your question. We've had surgeons. The first cosmetic surgeon from Jaipur, her name is Malti, and she is, like I said, from Jaipur. She sat down in the class and she said, this is magic. Because when you're working on a body, we're not just teaching you theory. When you're working on the body, our body is like a magic show. Our body, somebody makes you angry, your skin color changes. Somebody makes you happy, it shows on your face. And it's not just your face, it shows on your skin, your eyes. Your whole being radiates, or your whole being goes down. Your body is constantly like that flower which is reacting to the sunlight. And that sunlight is nothing but, what's happening around in your life. Not just sunflowers that are looking at the sunlight and saying, oh, the sun is there, let me go there. No. When we feel belonging, when we feel connected, we look into that direction and we move into that direction. When we don't get that belonging, we kind of shrivel and lose ourselves. So what I'm trying to say is, this is, if you are a human being and you live your life, then this modality is for you.
Okay.
It doesn't matter whether you are a practitioner. It doesn't matter whether you have any background of medical, because it's about connecting with people. It's not just about your bones. Of course, we teach science. Of course, we teach you about the brain. Of course, we teach you about the brain stem. Of course, we teach you about the cerebellum and the medulla and the cortex and the psychological issues. But the way it is taught is not something that you cannot pick up.
Okay.
And more so, you will find that your physical problem, we're not allowed to use the word heal. So I would say like this. A few days back, a student of mine came in and said, do you remember I used to have pimples all over my face? And I had to look at her and I actually didn't remember, because you work and you don't think like that. I said, look at my before photograph, so many pimples, look at me now. We worked on it. So when your discomfort ends, your physical problem doesn't show up. If that same discomfort comes back again, the discomfort is not outside ever, Nizam. Discomfort is inside us.
Yes.
Inside me, I cannot deal with something. And when inside me, I cannot deal with something, it shows outside so that it's an alarm bell for you to look at it and say, now what can I do about it? So if Meta Health goes into the deep seat of your soul, cleanses you from there, from within. And once you do that, I'm not saying that, oh, your problems disappear. There is nobody who is not going to have a disease because we don't know. We don't even know that we don't know that we are uncomfortable about something.
Okay.
Yet, if we could deal with that subconscious level, we could have a happier, healthier life. That's all I'm saying.
Awesome. Awesome. And how flexible is Meta Health for practitioners of other modalities? Like you, I know you were teaching Reiki. However, I'm still emphasizing someone is an EFT practitioner or a massage therapist or a Reiki healer. How flexible is Meta Health to combine with other modalities and implement for their clients? I'm talking behalf of practitioners.
Okay, let's if you give me a modality, one modality, and then I'll combine it. That would be easier for me.
Let's say emotional freedom techniques, EFT, or massage. Yeah, massage therapy.
Let's start with massage because that sounds like really orbit. How can massage be connected to it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a known fact that as a little baby, we've been given massage, and more so in South, it's very, very important that the skin being touched.
Yeah.
Who's touching you at that time? Your mom, your loved ones,
Yes.
and in a way that the little baby understands that she or he is loved. Now that emotion is held in the skin. Let's break down the word skin. S plus kin. Kin means my family.
Yeah.
S means the surface. What at the surface, the touch that is there. My surface values are all ingrained into my body. Now, this person or any one of us, we hold our emotions in parts of our body, including our skin. Now, what if this child who was given so much of love, so much of massage, loses his mother? Death, separation, divorce, unusual circumstances, and doesn't get that loving touch anymore. Ever thought about it? What's going to happen to that kid? What's going to happen to the skin? What's going to say? Maybe the skin is going to buzz out and say, I'm not loved, I'm not loved, I'm not loved, I'm not loved. And now this child finds a massage therapist. The massage therapist gives him or gives her a massage. What's going to happen? You're going to bring back the memories of love, belonging. Is that going to heal you?
Probably.
Exactly. So that's one. Let's go with the EFT. EFT is about emotional freedom technique. It's a tapping technique where we tap on various parts of the body to release the disruptions that are happening in the meridians.
Yes.
Right? Now, again, what are we talking about? That the emotions are held by our body and they're disrupting our meridians. And we have number of meridians in our body, which you can't see. The nadis, you can't see them. That's what I'm saying. This is inside story. It's not an outside story.
Yeah.
Now when you're tapping, like my father, who was unwell and sat down on a chair probably for 10 years, the most active man that I knew on the earth, just couldn't move after that. And when he used to just tap, he didn't even have to say the words. I couldn't reach him because he wouldn't talk to me. You wouldn't talk to anyone. A paralytic attack. That's when I realized that Meta health, I knew the cause of it. He felt useless. Because he was someone who needed to work till the last day of his life. So, now if he's feeling useless and we are tapping, he's tapping, even if he doesn't say any statements, is that going to ease his health? And it did.
Wow.
So there is, Meta health tells you the cause. These are the therapies that get connected with it. A therapy is different. One is that you get awareness, that itself is a therapy. That's what Meta health does. But with that awareness, often people ask, now what? The quest increases more. Now what can we do about it? Let's look at art therapy. Like I combine art therapy. Let's look at a drum that somebody wants to drum. Let's look at special children. Are you going to sit with special children and you're going to go and work with their parents? But how is that going to help the child to get his coordination? Okay. Now, the child has not got any coordination of his hand. He can't do this. He can't do this. Normal people like you and me can't use both the hands properly. Now imagine he is, while drumming and you are drumming with him, starts using both his hands. Is that a non-invasive way of reaching to what you want to reach?
Yes.
The point is, whether it's GNM, whether it is EFT, whether it is anything, Reiki, what is the end result we want? Health?
Health, yes.
How do you reach that health can have different destinations.
Yes.
Can have different ways of reaching it. We all connect and communicate. Somebody speaks in Chesky language, somebody speaks in Hindi. You speak in another language. What language do you speak in, Nizam?
Mostly Urdu and Telugu.
Mostly Urdu and Telugu. And I was staying in Chennai for some time, so Kunjam.
Telugu.
So that's like saying different places, you have different languages, and with different people, different therapies can be connected with Meta Health to give you the juice of life. It's the same thing that we are talking about. Whether you call potato, aloo, brambori, batata, it still stays the same. The health does not change just because I drummed, I painted. I use a lot of artwork.
Okay.
With health purposes. Do you know that artwork carries you deeper than anything else?
Yes.
And what you can look there holds you beyond capacity. What's the purpose of all these? So that we can know the subconscious mind and we can help the subconscious mind to feel at ease. क्या फर्क पड़ता है? क्या फर्क पड़ता है आपने खाने में क्या डाला? टेस्टी होना चाहिए, लोगों को खाना चाहिए.
Yes.
And that's what Meta Health believes. Everybody is welcome to join. Anybody is welcome to join as long as you have an intent. The intent is you want a healthy India, you want a healthy world, you want a healthy universe, and you want a healthy you. And the more you discover, it's a fascinating, I call it the school of Harry Potter.
Okay.
You know, it's magic, and magic. Why? Because your body, if I was to break this down, and I'm just going to put the whiteboard, you have white, okay, forget it. BODY, let's change the words. BOBY, D is date of birth with the year attached to it. Your body, in the words, have date of birth with the year attached. जो रहने वाला नहीं है उस पे क्या फक्र कर रहा है? जो रहने वाला नहीं है उस पे क्या फक्र कर रहा है? तू या तो तू चला जाएगा और तेरे साथ तेरी डिजीज भी चली जाएगी, या फिर तू कुछ छोड़ जाएगा इस दुनिया में दूसरे के लिए, ताकि वो अपनी जिंदगी सुधार सके. That's the only quest. That's the only thing that drives me to understand beyond. So better health is inclusive, it's integrative, it's connective. It's not something where we say, hey, tu Reiki kar raha hai? Not okay. oh, you are doing this, it's not okay. Everything is okay. They're just ingredients of the same story.
Beautiful, beautiful, ma'am. Thank you. And when it comes to learning, like how is it structured, different levels? Could you please give us a basic idea about
So
where?
we have in India divided into 3 levels.
Hmm?
Since I was the authority, it was easier for me to do that. And I found that was very useful for our country. So we have a class that's coming in June. 2nd, 3rd, 4th is the first level. We generally have 12 hours. I've increased and a day this time because I've realized after COVID, people have been slightly slow and they might need more time. We also do it online. So just to let you know that after about 3 years, we are going offline again. Otherwise, we've been doing a lot of work online and continuously doing work online. So outside the country, it's 2 days of, that's 12 hours. I am this time giving 3 days. Otherwise, it's 2 days, which is 12 hours. That's the first level. Then we have the second level, which is modality A. And then we have the third level, which is modality B. Now I'll tell you what's included in all the 3 parts. In level 1, we are primarily dealing with what are the 4 brain layers, or 5 you can call them. We're teaching you about brainstem, cerebellum, medulla, cortex, midbrain. Okay, we're also teaching you what really disease is, what's the process of the disease. We're also helping you to identify where you are stuck in your life.
Okay.
And when teach, I pick up 5 different diseases which are difficult to connect with. Like very simple diseases, yet it's something that can be very chronic and difficult to deal with, even with medications.
Okay.
One is IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And we have pimples, that's the skin issues, eczema, which is very difficult, sometimes very stubborn and keeps coming back again and again. Bipolarity, which a glimpse of how skin issues are connected with bipolarity, especially eczema. And we are looking at, bone issues, pain issues, frozen shoulder. That's what we are working in the first level. Along with the neuroception as to why somebody will feel safe or not safe. So this is the first level. We combine it. I combine it with various therapies, like the ones that we mentioned, so that people get a glimpse of what does it mean if I combine it with EFT? What does it mean if I combine it with family constellation? What happens if I combine it with NES work, which uses massage? So I use various techniques to show you that it's possible to connect.
Okay.
At the second level, we carry these brain layers more in enhancement and go further into details, which is 5 days. And what we do is also tests are there, small little tests are there at the end. It's like a revision, it's not a test really. And at the third level, I'm doing everything connected with psychological issues, the bipolarities, the psychosis, what all is going on, sexual issues, very important. What is bisexuality? What is homosexuality? And a lot of sensitivity towards the same gender connection, heterosexual connection. What does this all mean? And how is it, people don't understand these concepts easily. Why is your husband, who was very, very faithful to you, suddenly has started looking out at someone else? Why someone's shopping so much? Why someone is praying so much? All these things could be understood very well at the third level, which is again 5 days.
5 days.
Yes, but you have to work almost for a year before you become a trainer.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And all the levels can be learned online, ma?
Yes, all of them can be learned online as well as offline. Like I said, starting with the offline thing right now. Second, third, and 4th of June is the first level. And we haven't still declared the next dates.
Okay. And if anyone is interested, what are the different ways to reach out to you for this workshops, ma'am?
Thank you so much. You could connect to me on my phone number, 99-308-98116. I repeat the number again, 99-308-98116. Or you could connect to me on the email, Anu, that's ANU, full stop, Meta Medicine, I still use the old name, Meta Medicine @gmail.com. I repeat again, ANU, full stop, META medicine @gmail.com. You write to me, or you can find me on the Facebook, or you can find me on the LinkedIn. I will be putting the links. I've given it to you, Nizam, so you can put those links.
Yes, ma'am. In the YouTube description, I'll share all the.
Also put the Instagram links I will send you. I have about 5 of them connecting with different things. There are also various articles which are written, various YouTubes that have been made. I have been a regular feature with Health Library, and I have spoken about Meta Health. There are about at least 500 videos rotating around right now. And there's a channel of mine which you could connect with. What I would suggest is just type my name, Anu Mehta, Meta Medicine, or you can say Anu Mehta Meta Health, or Anu Mehta Meta Healing, because these were all the various names that came during the development. And you can find about me and what I do. And along with that, you can also get access to a lot of articles, videos, just small talks, and know more about it. You can quench your curiosity, and then when you really feel you want to study, you can connect with us.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thanks for your time, and thank you for sharing about your journey, and thank you for helping us understand what and how beautiful this Meta Health is all about.
Thank you, Nizam. Kya hai ki, if something precious is kept around and it's not recognized, and it's as good as it being invisible. So thank you for making it visible. I'm very, very grateful.
Thank you once again, ma'am.